Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
I'm 7 or 5?
He's 5. $5. $15. How much? $85.
How this is playing out.
East side, man.
You have a chance. You have a chance. Yeah.
Little pocket beer or something?
Oh, right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have 30%. Not too bad. There's ace.
Would my ace jack have been good? Yeah.
Another one, look. I got the king too.
Oh, shit.
Ah, that's why I was drawing that.
I had ace jack.
I got his king too.
There's the
30%.
It never seems to end, does it? Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mr. Head. I played a long ass 12-hour, 46-minute session. This was a very swingy session. So volatile, man. In the early hours of the session, I was already ahead almost 200 big blinds. Then it dwindled down 200 big blinds. Losing a lot of small and medium pots. It got to a point wherein I was scared of losing all my profits. But I kept going because it was a really juicy game. And as I have mentioned before, I never leave a good game. Win or lose, I stay, baby. In this session, I've won a lot of small and medium-sized spots as well, which are a lot more important to me than big pots. These pots add up and will weigh more in your bottom line. Because once you play a big pot, then the poker gods decides to F you in the ass. These small and medium pots will pay for those big pot losses. I have logged a lot of hands in this session, that's why I'm splitting this session into 2 videos. I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to bore you with a 30-minute video. 10 to 15 minutes is good enough for your poker-hungry mind. The hands I logged are mostly mid-range hands. Well, duh. I am missing it. I had to play really tight in this session because the game was really loose and call happy. There was even a hand wherein I 3-bet a UTG opener with ace king from middle position. It went fucking 5 ways. Nobody seems to raise or re-raise before the flop, but when I do raise, it always go multi-way. I know, I'm quite a call magnet. Can't complain about the action though. But let me tell you also about the funnest hand I played in this session. I had ace jack, UTG, 3-way flop versus small blind and UTG1. Flop is jack 3 7 rainbow. I bet 40, both call, okay? We have the best hand here a lot. Turn is another tray. I bet $85. Both players call again. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? The river is a brick, then the small blind bets out like almost spot, $125. I burned a few brain cells, then eventually I made the fold. Then UTG1 raises all in. Small blind snap calls with 7s full. UTG1 shows quad trays. Holy duck face, Batman. That was a fun hand. The following day, February 25th, Sunday, I played for an hour and a half and booked almost the same amount as my 12-hour long ass session. I dropped by just to have lunch before driving back home. I could actually made a lot more if I didn't make a mistake with that JJ hand, pocket jacks. I jammed the club flush on the turn, but unfortunately my opponent had already made the second nut flush. So I got called and lost. He had king 3 of clubs. Funny because he was the same opponent with my king 3 of hearts, where I flop a flush. I was just lucky in this session. I cracked 2 pocket aces with ace king and queens, all in before the flop. That's why I made a lot of big blinds in this session. And here's my Weekend Warrior update for February. Ending the month in green. How about that win rate, huh? A couple more dollars, I will be making the same money as a homeless person. How about that, huh? How about that? Anyway, enough talk, more hands, let's go! Also, make sure you leave a like and comment. This is the greatest poker channel in YouTube. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. Draw. We will get paid unless the river is a 5. Pocket tens on the button. This is probably my current favorite hand. I won a lot of big pots with this one. We have a limper in UTG, hijack bumps it up to $15, and of course, I just call to set mine. UTG calls the raise, we go 3 ways to the flop. Flop comes queen of spades, 5 of clubs, and the queen of clubs. It gets checked to us. Betting on this flop is okay. I opted a check because I don't want these 2 short stackers to get tricky on this flop. We hit gold on the turn with the 10 of diamonds. UTG leads out for $25, hijack calls. This is juicy. UTG can have the queen and the hijack may have a draw. There's no need to raise here. Money will go in on the river. More money if hijack hits his draw. We will get paid unless the river is a 5. What the hell, man? I was already imagining their stacks joining my stack, then this river card happens.
God damn it, Georgie. Look at that shit.
We let this one go. Next hand. We have 5 limpers in front of us with queen 9 offsuit. On the button, what do we do? Let's limp it in, see what happens. 6 players to the flop. Flop is ace diamond, 9 of hearts, 3 of spades. We flop middle pair, not too shabby. It gets checked to us. I check as well. Let's see what develops on the turn. The turn is the deuce of spades. Everybody checks to us again. We definitely need to bet now. Take this thing down. No need to bet big. I bet $15, then everybody just went away. Goodbye. Queen jack of clubs in the hijack, MP2 limps. I raise to $25, of course. The button calls, then the limper folds. We are heads up and out of position to the flop. The flop comes 755 rainbow. Nothing much going on for us, so we check. Our opponent checks as well. The turn is quite okay for us. We turn a useless flush draw. It's a good turn to represent a full house though. So I bet $25. Our villain calls. What is he calling with? It's highly likely that he has a small pocket pair. Baby pairs are the logical hands he can have because of his flop check. Deuces to sixes, maybe? A 7 and above should have bet the flop, right? It should be easy to bluff him off on the river. The river is another good card, the king of hearts. I bet it big, $85 into $110. He quickly made the fold. Good job, sir. After folding, he tells me that he called me with 9-3. I was like, why? I do get why, though. He was hoping I would check the river so he can steal the pot from me. We call a $15 raise from MP1 with pocket JJs in the hijack. The small blind calls, big blind calls. 4 ways to the flop. We flop top set on a wet board, Jack 8-10, spade draw. Big blind bets, $25, MP1 calls. We definitely need to put in a raise here. This is a perfect spot to be polarized. We can either have the goods or a draw. I raised it to $100, then our opponent went into the tank. She eventually called $100, then MP1 goes away. We take a turn. The turn is a blank, the deuce of diamonds. She checks. I bet 160, almost half of her remaining stack. She will be pot committed on the river if she calls this one. She went into the tank again. So question for you legends, what do you think she's calling with here? Pause this video, then post your answer in the comment section below. She came out of the tank to declare all in. I snap call, of course. River's a blank. She shows black ace jack.